God's been showing us that what he removes, he replaces with love, community, and purpose.
Let's see what God wants to write in this next part of the story. So here we go. Chapter 2, The Shift.
All right, guys, we are here in day 20, and man, it's been a wild ride. Haven't even hit 2 weeks yet, and we were talking yesterday at the table, and the kids are just like, man, it feels like it's been at least a month. And I have to say, it does feel like that, and I think it's been that way because the days have been spiritually charged and in that constant state of just emotion and highs and reflecting on what God is doing and the excitement of it all and meeting new people. It's like tiring in a different way, in a good way, right? There's not a complaint. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that every day I've been actively seeking God. And if you've been following along, this is the shift. I feel part of these three things that I've been doing is I've been trying to read more, right? So I've been just reading more. I've been, and kind of the other side of that coin is I've been taking in less content. So I actually have not been on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok or anything. Just been focusing on giving some updates here. So I haven't been on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook for almost 2 months now. And I have to say, it's been mentally refreshing. It's definitely the detox that I needed. And I don't know, my goal is to go until about around my birthday without it. And so what I've noticed is that the people that have been the closest connected, we still text, we still message, we still call and talk. And so that's been really encouraging. It's been encouraging to have better conversations. It's been encouraging to not just be inundated with information. And also too, like I like consuming content. I enjoy like cinematography. I enjoy how-to tutorials and stuff like that. And with me editing and trying to get better at storytelling, like I really enjoy that stuff. There's a difference when it starts to you're doing more consumption than you are creating, or you're just comparing yourself to other people and the things that they're doing. And like I always say this, there's no comparison. You're a one of one. You're completely and totally unique. There's no one like you before. There'll never ever be someone like you again. So wasting your time comparing yourself, a completely unique individual to another completely unique individual, it's not even worth your time. So don't even do it. And so just resting my mind, reading more. The one thing that I'm not doing as well as I need to is my exercise. So the reading I'm doing, the exercise, and I'm really doing my best to rest, to abide in the Lord, and let that his presence in me would draw new things out of me. And so I've noticed that my creativity is increased. I've noticed that I've been more spiritually in tune with the Lord, and that has been something that is dramatically reframing the way I think. And it just proves the truth to the Bible, right? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Detoxing from the social media stuff, bringing in the word of God, spending more time in prayer and reflection, getting out more, doing the grounding. Need to do a little more exercise, but been doing the grounding. I did a cold plunge the other day. It was insane. I couldn't feel my body, but it was exhilarating. It's been a beautiful thing. So I'm going to continue to pursue that. And so God is reinforcing what he's been telling me since before we even moved. And those were decisions that I was making beforehand. And then while we're here, like we had a campfire the other day with some friends, and it was just a beautiful time in community. The fire was raging. It was like so hot we couldn't even get close. It was a huge fire. It was awesome. And then we just roasted marshmallows. We made hot dogs. We sang some songs together, which was really amazing. Man, we have some friends with some amazing talent up here, and just a beautiful gift, a beautiful heart for the Lord. They have a ministry that's called Fervently Surrendered, and they're now just recently taking over, have just recently stepped in a role as lead senior pastors at a house of worship, house of prayer. And man, they are amazingly gifted, beautiful people with a beautiful family, with a beautiful talent. Both of them sing amazingly well. It's just like God is inserting us into these safe spaces that allow us in our new journey in spirituality to grow, to flourish. I'm gonna have to be honest too, it's like a little nerve-wracking because in my spiritual journey, I'm more used to like this structure that tells me how things should be, or this structure of like this church flow of how it should be, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I could probably do a church service with my eyes closed, but not as much room for the Spirit there. And in my own personal reflection, not as much of an opportunity to allow God to be invited in and allow him to kind of guide and direct and flow. So I didn't, I use words like prophecy, and I've heard of prophecy and prophets and stuff like that, but my thought process around that is kind of skewed, and I tend to be highly critical. And I don't think it's a bad thing to take prophecy and put it to the light in the test of the word. I don't think that that's bad, but I noticed that I have a hypercritical mentality where it's almost like fault finding and just looking for things wrong so that I could dismiss things. And that's not healthy. That's not good. But that was my frame of mind. And God is kind of untangling all these old ways and negative ways of thinking. God is untangling these spiritually destructive thought processes that I have and that I've been accustomed to, or that I've been taught. And he's like plucked me out and put me in these spaces like the home church that I was at right before I left, Legacy Christian Church. Man, beautiful people, beautiful ministry, beautiful support, and there was a love and a peace and a spirit-filled community there that, man, out of all the things that we left behind, that was one of the things that I cried over, is having that particular community. But they've been so supportive in their prayers and their prayer support, and just the love and affection, and helping us be encouraged to grow into what God is doing in us. That was such a healing period of time that we needed. And so going from that and then coming here and then almost like hitting the reset button, not just on like our situation, but like our lifestyle. Yeah, you can come out. Like on our lifestyle, on our pace of life, on the things that we do in our day to day, hitting the reset button on our family time and just what our environment looks like, all of that. And then here God is like, I see you, I see your heart, I know your heart, and I know you. Here's another community. Go just have a bonfire. Talk about me, talk about what I'm doing, talk about the good things that I'm doing, talk about the good things that I've called you into. And so we were just witnessing to one another and testifying to God's goodness, singing songs of praise. And I was really proud of Lily too, because it was her first time being in that setting with this particular group of friends. And she was brave enough to sing a song that she wrote. And I was like, that's beautiful. Like there was no pressure. We didn't need to be anywhere else or do anything. And she was like, and we had time to just sit in that a little bit, in that tension, because if like for me, I would just be like, nope, I'm good. Yeah, another time. And that's what I tend to do. And I try to rush to the next thing when I want to avoid something. But there was nowhere else to go. There was nowhere else we needed to be. And so we just kind of sat in that for a moment, kind of let her work out and build up the courage. And in the process of doing that, she did it. My little buddy wants to come out again. In the process of doing that, she did it. She sang the song, and it was beautiful. Let's see if you can see them running out. But it was beautiful. And so I'm getting to see things. I feel like in another deeper level, like another veil has been removed from my eyes. Like Jesus tore the veil, and somewhere along the way, I adopted another one, or allowed someone to put another one over my eyes. And God is consistently and continually and lovingly, persistently reminding me, like, no, remove the veil. My sacrifice was sufficient once and for all. You don't need to have this veil. You don't need to have these standards of performance. You don't need to have this mentality that says you have to earn every opportunity. You need to abide in me, and I will abide in you. I will tell you where to go and when to go. I will guide your steps, and I will also guide your stops. And in that, it's just been so peaceful to know that this isn't a performance-based religious experience. This is a loving relationship with Jesus, where he is calling us deeper, and in the process of that, he is redeeming our time. He's redeeming our family time. He's redeeming my marriage. He's redeeming my relationship as a father with my kids. And I'm just grateful, and I'm just grateful today. So my encouragement to you today is, in the midst of maybe you're still holding on to some New Year's resolutions, and if you're knocking them out of the park, awesome. Congratulations, keep it going. Aside from that, aside from resolutions, my encouragement to you is that you would seek God, like honestly seek God, and don't put a performance tag on it. Don't say, like I said, right in the beginning, my goal is to read more, exercise, and spend time in the presence of the Lord, understanding Sabbath. But if I every day wake up and say, okay, read the Bible, check. Okay, no social media, check. Okay, spend time just being silent in the presence of the Lord, 2 minutes, check. That's the performance piece. Try to eliminate that. Sometimes I wake up later than other days, and it's fine. Nobody else is saying, bad worker, you're late. Shame on you for resting a little bit longer. So in the beginning, inside here was doing that, but I've been surrendering that to the Lord. And so whatever it is that God is calling you to do, be obedient. Strive to get closer to Jesus, but do your best to remove the performance standards, remove the performance label, so that you can somehow be good enough, so that you can somehow earn this thing, so you could somehow, when you level up, say, look at what I did. Like, remove all of that. It's all about Jesus. It's all because of Jesus. It's by his grace. It's for him and him alone and his glory. And that's the only way we're going to make it. So keep pushing forward, stand firm in your faith, keep drawing closer to Jesus, be encouraged.